What's going on, everyone? Elite Sports back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a couple of the biggest moves in the NFL today, as there were two huge moves involving two of the top quarterbacks in all of the NFL. That's Aaron Rodgers and that's Russell Wilson. A couple of guys who I really like as quarterbacks. I think they're really good players. And there's huge news on them today, and that's Aaron Rodgers, who is staying in Green Bay. In this video, we're going to get a little bit into that, as well as Russell Wilson being traded to the Denver Broncos from the Seattle Seahawks. So we'll talk about those two topics in this video. Let's get right into it. Starting off with Aaron Rodgers, a guy who a lot of rumors had him even last season potentially leaving Green Bay. Those rumors were, they were significant rumors. They just were. They were never really significant enough to get him to move. And this year, very similar rumors had him going to potentially Denver to, get back with the new head coach of the Denver Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett, who was the quarterbacks coach, the offensive coordinator in Green Bay for quite a while. So that would have been a nice pair-up for those two. They've been working together for a long time. So that would have been good for Rodgers, obviously, but he ultimately decided to stay in Green Bay. And there was a report that he signed a 4-year deal worth $200 million. That was shot down by Aaron Rodgers. He said that is untrue. He did not sign that contract, but he is returning to Green Bay for 2022. We don't know how long it'll be for, but more than likely he's going to sign a long-term contract there at some point. And then I think it's a significant move, and then they later, after that, they went on to franchise tag Davante Adams. So now they're going to have to do a lot of work to get under the cap, and we're going to see how creative they're going to get over there in Green Bay. And then as for the Russell Wilson move, he is going to the Denver Broncos, and I think this move had a lot to do with, apparently Denver called the Seattle Seahawks a while ago, about 2-3 weeks ago, about a potential move of Russell Wilson. There was a list that came out with 3 teams that Russell Wilson would, waive his no-trade clause to. That's the New York Giants, that's the Denver Broncos, and that's the New Orleans Saints. So in the end, Russell Wilson's going to waive that no-trade clause. He's going to end up a member of the Denver Broncos. But I think the Broncos had this deal in mind, and, Rodgers was their number 1 guy, but their 1B guy was Russell Wilson. When they found out that Aaron Rodgers was staying in Green Bay, I think they went out to make this move. They called Seattle and they said, hey, let's do the move for Russell Wilson. So they picked him up for a big haul. Russell Wilson, 33 years old, is on the move to the Denver Broncos, as well as a 4th-round pick. In exchange, Seattle gets quarterback Drew Lock, defenseman lineman Shelby Harris, tight end Noah Fant, which I think is a great pickup for the Seahawks. 2 first-round picks. One of those first-rounders is the number 9 overall pick in this year's draft, as well as 2 second-round picks and a 5th-round pick. And I think that's a pretty good return. I think it's a pretty fair deal. If you look at it on the side of the Denver Broncos, you're getting that quarterback that you need, because they're a team that's quarterback away. When you take a look at teams that are quarterbacks away from being some of the best teams, and a Super Bowl contender, you're looking at potentially the 49ers, because they don't have a significant number 1 guy. Like a Russell Wilson makes them arguably the top Super Bowl contender. So the 49ers are in that group. The Broncos, of course, are in that group. You could look at a team like the Saints, the Buccaneers. Those are just some of the teams that are legitimately a quarterback away. So Denver, if they feel that they're going to be Super Bowl contenders after a move like this, you can justify giving up as much draft capital and as much trade capital as they did. Of course, Noah Fant, young tight end, obviously it's not ideal that they're getting rid of him, but there's definitely other options for them. They can take one through the draft, later in the draft. Of course, they don't have early picks for the next 2 years, more than likely, but of course, you can go so many routes there now. This year's draft or even next year's draft. But this year, there's so many tight ends. What I'm interested about this trade is, and I think Denver's still going to add a ton of players, because they still do have a little bit of cap room. It sounds like Von Miller wants to go back home. So that could be a possibility. But now that Russell Wilson's there, they're going to be that team that people go to on a cheap deal. and they feel like they can win a Super Bowl. They're probably going to go out and get a tight end, Evan Ingram of the New York Giants. He turns into a possibility for the Denver Broncos, without a doubt. But I'm really interested to see which route and which direction the Seattle Seahawks go in. Because you draft a quarterback at number 9, do you move up? Do you keep Pete Carroll long term? What do you do? Do you completely blow up? Do you trade Metcalf? Do you go out and trade Noah Fant and Tyler Lockett, who are your top 3 players all on the offensive side of the ball? Do you go out and do that? Do you trade Jamal Adams? Do you get draft compensation, completely blow it up, and hope for a quick rebuild? What's the plan there? We're going to have to see. It's going to be very interesting to see that. And, of course, for Denver, it's going to be a fun season for them, as they're going to be Super Bowl contenders once again, as they've landed arguably the hottest quarterback and the best quarterback on the market right now, and that is Russell Wilson, the former Seattle Seahawk. But guys, that's all I got in this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please remember to leave a like on the video. Let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on this blockbuster deal, as well as Aaron Rodgers staying in Green Bay. Let me know all that good stuff down below in the comments section. And as always, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll see you guys all in the next video.